Greetings everyone. This is going to be a very interesting topic. Most likely it's going to be long, but I advise you to watch it until the end. Obviously guys, if you like this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe for more. Now let's discuss a couple of the things before I start. Right now everyone knows that we reached the elimination round, and what you guys might know or you might not know that some of the stages are actually seeded, which means it has meant to be this way, so the weak eats so the stronger eats the weak. We have our proofs in here. We have taken out all the groups. We have seen the power of each single one of them, and we can obviously tell you what's going on or what's going to happen in the future, with the exception of the final round. So for some of the alliances it might be already game over. For the exception, every single alliance in the C group or the B group is done for, unless there is an exceptionally strong B group who might, which is unlikely, going to beat up an A group. So if you are a C group, you're already eliminated. Put that in your mind. You are just going to be food, and you are going to move into something called fundraise, which gives you almost nothing, just extra coins, just like Child's Place. Okay, that's one. Another thing is here. Now there are 16 groups. Okay, there are 16 groups. Before there were 16 groups, there were qualifiers. In qualifiers, all the A groups, regardless, you lost, you did not lose, whatever, all of you guys are going to move into the elimination, which is something which we have seen already. Okay, so how the hell you ended up in your group? This is sort of seeded, but it's seeded for the top alliances to beat up the weaker alliances. But again, here's the thing. On each single line, there has to be at least one A group. So from this side, there has to be one A group. From the other side, there has to be another A group. Okay, and since our total is 32 groups, this means most likely they're going to be 16 and 16, with the exception of one group, which is the weirdest group. This group 3 has 3 alliances that is supposed to be literally A tier. WWR 3.5 million, ROB 3.4, THO. This is the only group 3, which will have 3 A division alliances. Okay, if you were group C, or if you are group B, you're most likely it's game over for you. This is the last stage for you, and good luck. Some of the players I know already are meeting DYZ with a difference of more than 4.5 million matchmaking. So now let's talk about this current elimination stage before I go into the problem, the major problem that all of us are going to face. Now I have printed all the groups with the help of Paco. He gave me all the powers, but we wanted to make sure that we are actually not saying bullshit and it's true. Now guys, let us read here the sides, the side of each single group. It has meant that one side should be most likely stronger than the other side. It has meant to be this way, and it is really unlikely to find an equal in terms of power. Like, it's not gonna be, it might not be 100%, but it's at least 99% right. Now if you pay attention here, if you pay attention at any group, take any group you like from this side into the left and the right side. Basically one side is going to be way more stronger. If you take in group 1, you have here an alliance 342 with 3.9 million power versus die, which is 3.4 million. It's not really far difference, but as you can see, a side is completely obviously looks, even if it's with power, looks stronger than the other side. Group 2, PIB with 4.3 million versus OSS, which is 3.6. Obviously, this is the only weird group. Group 3, which has 3 of the Division A. I have no fucking idea how. Maybe one of the Division B just suddenly had more power spike, or I'm not sure. But then go into every single fucking group and see Group 4. HFC 4.3 versus 278, 3.3. FBI and DYZ is very exception in here. So FBI is 6.3, 666 is 2.7, LIT 4 million versus ONO 2.9, 3.8, 2.8, DYZ 6.1 versus Bob, which is 3.3, FHO 3.7 versus GGG, which is 3.5. I mean, if you paid attention, I have never, I'm trying to even look again. There is literally not a single side on this side of the groups that is weaker, or at least almost equal, equal. There is not an equal group. FHO 3.7, 3.5, ELF 4 million, 3.4, Waco state 4.2 versus 1.67, which is literally looks like a joke matches. So this side, the whole elimination thing, which says double elimination, it's sort of joke. Okay, why these are not the only alliances that is in the group, but this is the strongest on each side. So again, let me explain. This means, for example, here our Val here is 4.4 versus 1.3, but the rest of the alliances, as you can see, 1.3, or 1.6, 1.6, 1.5. All of their powers are actually a joke power compared to the rest. So we only took the strongest of each group. So basically, Val, for example, Val is here, group 13. It's going to face a KOB, a respectable alliance, but again, look at the difference when it comes to the power, which obviously fucking means everything is seeded. Okay, so this should be a 99% proof to you that this stage is completely seated. Now, what is the problem? The problem comes on the finals. I don't have the finals map. I have different final map here, which is this one. As you can see, this is the finals map. This is literally the finals map. So what will happen is, you guys, all of you, these 16 groups are assured, since obviously these sides are still stronger than any side, or most likely are going to meet in the finals of the elimination. Not the finals, you're going to meet here in the top 32 versus top 32. One of you, obviously the strongest, for example here Val, is going to be in the upper bracket, since it's most likely going to beat a weaker alliances. Again, I mean, no disrespect, but I'm talking about the power gap. And the other loser is not going to be a loser. He's going to move into the lower bracket, which means the following: like Val might be one of those, and then the other one is going to be here. Now, what is my problem with that is the following: is each of those 4 groups are going to be in a group. So for example, let's say, which is not accurate, I mean, it could be any other 4 groups. Those 4 groups are going to be E1. Those 4 groups are going to be E1. Those 4 groups are going to be E1. And those 4 groups are going to be 1. Which means you will have 4 of these. 4 of these, okay? 4 of these finals. Which is a big problem, since we have already discovered that matches could be seeded. This means it's unlikely that FBI or DYZ would be in the same group. It's unlikely, really unlikely, unless they are really not going to do anything about it and let it be random for the system. Unlikely that FBI and DYZ is going to meet. Okay, what does this mean, Sir and Lady? If DYZ existed in any one of the groups, any of the 4 groups, those whole, let's say for example FBI in here, if FBI they decided to be from say 4 to 7, this means those 7 alliances is done for are going to be out of the competition completely. Why? Because unlike the last tournament, you had a chance, more chance after the playoffs. Here, once you reach into the G7 winner, assuming you are in the upper bracket, and the other one reaches into the G9 winner, there is no actually match benefits to the lower bracket. Unlike last season, if you're a lower bracket, you already this only happens in the finals, but actually finals, not the playoffs. But now, once you reach into G7 and G9, assuming you're the loser, you are still going to play versus each other for a spot inside the playoffs. Get my point? So regardless of your efforts, you are not going to have a spot in the playoffs. So basically, out of these 16 groups, half of them is technically eliminated. So it doesn't matter whatever you do, because there is no more chance for you if you ended up with any of these. They are massively strong, unlike any other. Like if you take the side which is the strong side in general, this whole group size, you will see that all of them are really close when it comes to power. Even if there is 4 million, come on, that's the even the 4.4 or 4.3, the difference between each alliances is like 7% to 5%. There is no 50% difference or that, which is massive lead between the alliances. I mean, you could have out of these alliances, you could have a lot of many nice matches. But again, this is not the fault of DYZ or FBI. I'm talking about how the system is being unfair in here. Again, this means the following. You have 3 chances, okay? The first chance here is 25% chance. Let me make it in the yellow, because yellow is very sexy. You have 25% chance, okay, to meet DYZ, and you have 25% chance to meet FBI. Because I believe it's seeded, I don't think both of them would exist on the same it doesn't make any sense, okay? It doesn't make any sense that both of them exists in the same group, okay? We will discuss why. Now, there is even 12.5% chance, I believe, since it's groups thing, to meet, if, which is unlikely again, FBI and DYZ in the same group, which is the best case for many other alliances. Again, I'm gonna explain to you why. But generally saying, I believe the chance is 50% for any of the groups to meet either FBI or DYZ. Why I'm saying this now, and why would it matter for you? Because if you ended up meeting, since there are 4 groups, okay, you see here 16 groups, but it's going to be only 4 groups after, literally in here, in 24th of March, it's going to be over, and literally it's going to be decided who you are going to watch or who is going to actually play. Since people are competing for the skin and wings, blah blah blah. So what is the problem now? There is a 25% chance to meet DYZ because they will exist in one of the groups, and I have proved to you that it was seeded, so it might be seeded again. And there is 25% to meet FBI, which means 2 groups are completely eliminated from the game with all of the alliances inside it. There is no more chance, and you will find out literally in 20 days from now. And there is 50% chance to meet any of them, like whether you like it or not. All of those groups, all of the alliances in this side, they have a chance of meeting any of them. As soon as you meet any of them, just get out, and there's no point to continue. Okay, but there is a special case. Let's say that it's not seeded and it's not, nothing is gonna happen. So this chance, which is the unlikely chance that would happen, what would this chance mean? What happens if actually FBI and DYZ made on the same group early? This means, ladies and gentlemen, we will have 3 top alliances that is not FBI or DYZ competing for the finals, which means slot 2 is going to be open, spot 3 is going to be open, and spot 4 is going to be open. Why? Because since I have mentioned about the elimination, about the changes, one of them is going to end up here, either DYZ here or either DYZ or FBI here, and then they will compete together for a spot, and one of them is going back home too early, and whoever is literally wins the finals, I have no fucking idea why they call it finals, will meet up in the playoffs, which is going to be 2 days, I believe. This scenario, I don't think it's unlikely to bring money. I think because obviously if they stayed alive for more time, this is what would happen actually. This is what I believe, and this is all prediction. And to be honest with you guys, I hope that I'm bullshitting. Like seriously, I hope that I'm someone who's just fucking bullshitting, because I wish it is actually random and picked according to some sort of system. But from the way I see things, it's good and bad. Good because 2 groups out of the 4 groups actually will have a chance to compete and reach to the top 3 and 4 only, and 2 groups are done for, like seriously done for. Again guys, I'm sorry to take out of your time, but I just felt like I have to explain what's going on. See you guys and have a wonderful day.